So, how did you decide what real parts of your experiences as a male nanny to include and what to leave out when you were writing the Manny?
Just the juiciest parts, to be honest. So I really wanted to keep in the bits about the child who is obsessed with World War II, and then just the bits about kind of going to the school gates and seeing the other mannies literally trying to muscle in on your territory, and then you have to kind of basically it's like a networking event, picking up the mums at the school gate and working out. Okay, I can get more shifts by working for them. So I thought that was really interesting and funny. And then I really just wanted to kind of to elaborate more on that. And then what parts I want to leave out, I guess, because the image of the male nanny is much more, I guess, salacious than actually what the job entails. So I left out a lot of just the mundane day-to-day things of literally picking up the kids from school, cooking them dinner, making sure they do their homework. That would be a crap play. But I just really wanted to talk about the themes that the character goes through using that vehicle of the Manny, which is just such a mad um, image to have. Yeah.
Now, you wrote this play and you perform it. Were you always writing it for yourself to perform, and how did that inform the process?
No one else is going to play the Manny, Stacey. No way. Yeah, I guess yeah. To be honest, I just started writing it. I'd quit acting completely, and it was just something kind of to do, and it's almost a kind of form of therapy. And then after I got the bare bones of a script, I did a play reading during COVID. Those ghastly Zoom play readings. I thought, oh, this feels really really nice and really good. I felt like my old self was coming back. And then I wanted to come. I made a decision, kind of like the guy in the bear, Richie in the Forks episode. Something in me just flicked, and I said, I got to make a change and got to get back to London, and I got to put the show on, and I got to see if I can still do it. So from there after the first draft, yeah, it was really something I wanted to do to express how I've been feeling the last couple of years, but also as a kind of a I kind of wanted the Manny to be the Apollo Creed to my Rocky, to kind of help me get back up on my feet after getting beaten up by Mr. T, and to go after what I really wanted was to be an actor again.
So as you were writing stuff, you were imagining performing it?
100%. Yeah, I'd be a very visual person. So I always like if things got a bit stressful or like when financial backers pulled out or when theaters pulled out, I just kept imagining that one day I'll be bringing it back to London, which is really serendipitous because that's where you came to see the show at the King's
Mhm.
Head.
Mhm.
I hadn't been in London since last time I'd been in London was at that theater and I botched up an audition. So to be there again now, kind of like healing the ground and putting the show on was a really fun, interesting turn of events.
And I really enjoyed it. I'll put a link to my review if people are interested in my thoughts on when I saw it. And it's coming back to is it the Pleasance?
Absolutely, yeah. So we brought the show to Dublin last year, sold it out, which was brilliant. It was really cool. I'd never worked in Dublin before, and now we're bringing it back to the Pleasance this coming Wednesday, actually, Wednesday 20th and Saturday 23rd. It's our biggest headline show, and we've just announced a flash sale as well of £10 on all tickets up until Sunday the 14th. Oh no, Sunday the 17th. Pardon me, Paddy's Day. How ironic. So it's coming back now, yeah. And the discount code is Manny10. And yeah, I can't believe we brought it this far. Like it seems like the game's going to be up sooner or later. People are going to realize. But for now, yeah, we've gotten ourselves here, and it's so cool. I'm doing it with it's a one-man show, one-person show, I should say. But my director, Mel Fulbrook, me and her were in drama school together in Guildhall. So it's really, really cool to be continuing this journey. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I have never performed. I've never been involved in making theatre, so I'm infinitely curious about what it's like. What's one thing that might surprise me about either the process or what it's like performing or what's going on backstage?
In some ways, it might be quite a weird answer to give. So when I took a few years out from acting and I actually got a job essentially as a project manager. And a project manager has to see the brief, has to work out what needs to be done every week, has to work towards the event, so to speak, and has to plan for success and minimize any outcomes of things going wrong. And when I applied those same principles to producing, writing, performing in the show, there was a lot of overlap in a way. And I think what might surprise just about how, of course, yes, acting and putting on your show is a huge creative element to it, but there's a lot of you need to have a business mind to it as well, and how you product it, how you shape, how you what's the word? How you shape, how you put on your product, how you produce it, and how you market it. And you need to have a lot of organizational skills as well as the obvious things like hard work, tenacity, self belief. It's not enough, and you need to have a business mind to it as well. And having those 4 years when I wasn't acting and working in business, so to speak, every job is a business, definitely helped prepare me for doing it now.
I suppose it's that it is a creative process, but at the end of the day, you're asking people to give their money to pay for something that you have produced. So you have to think about that has to be part of the equation. We hate to talk about money. We hate kind of like we could all do without it. Really, it'd be nice to do without it, but unfortunately, that is part of the equation. I want to kind of like sort of almost do ask you about kind of like what your is there a particular role now that you're back performing? Is there a particular role that you would absolutely love to play, and who would you want directing it?
It's kind of hard to say because, like, obviously, the first thing I think of was like, yeah, the Spielberg, let's go, woo! But in a weird way, real naff answer to give. Like doing the show has really helped me kind of get back my self worth, and I love doing it. And there's a part of me that's thinking maybe this is all that's going to happen, and you might just have to leave it at that. I really
Mm,
don't think so. I kind of want to get back working. I want to get working more in theater. But I used to read these series of books called The Dark Tower by Stephen King. It's
mhm,
essentially his Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to give away the whole plot, but there's a character in it called Eddie Dean who I just really love the journey he goes on. And he starts off at the bottom, and you just see him going on an epic quest to become the truest representation of himself. And then got like what director? I mean, jeepers, anyone, anyone who obviously someone like Chris Nolan or Denise Villeneuve or oh, what's that woman who did Zoe Shao? What's her name? She did. Is that I got the name right? She did the Eternals, and she did.
yeah, Shang-Chi, did she do Shang-Chi? Is that the same
I
director?
she did. I don't know if
No.
she did off the top of my head. But I love the work she does and the kind of visual element. Catherine
Mm,
Bigelow. It's kind of hard because
mm,
I'm a huge fan of superhero films.
mm,
When I wasn't acting and I couldn't even look at film or TV, I was a bit of a golem for about 16 months. I used to read comic books to make myself feel better. I always thought I wanted to be a superhero growing up, and a lot of the characters, all the great ones, have been done now. I'd love to have a shot at Daredevil, Ghost Rider. I'm real nerding out here. I'm sorry. Then yeah, I'd love to have a shot at a guy called Jason Todd, who's the second Robin. I'm not going to go full nerd because your viewers will be like, "Get this lad off this stuff." But yeah, I love that.
I I do like a superhero movie, but I'm not that level of nerdery.
Yeah. Nerd. No one is. No one is, Daisy. God, man.
There are other things I can nerd out on. I'm going to put you in the audience now. What do you like as an audience member at the theatre, and can you put the sort of the craft and the process to one side and lose yourself in what you are watching?
I'll answer the second part first, just to be awkward. I absolutely. I think if you're, and I've been that person before, where you can't look at something because either you auditioned for it, you got close to it, or the person doing it, and they're a punk, and they only got it because daddy knows someone. I don't want to be that. I feel like I'm on my second adventure being an actor now to get all woo woo. And I really made a promise to myself when I got back into acting to not be that guy and just be able to enjoy art and not think about maybe, oh, well, why wasn't I? Who cast that? Maybe I should have, and just enjoy it. So I can say that safely say that now. I remember there was a movie I went up 4 years ago, and I know the guy who got it, and he's not a nice guy. And I've met him at parties, and a lot of people say he's not a nice guy. And he got a role that I went up for, and I loved the movie. And I just thought to myself, I really want to enjoy this. I'm just going to watch it, not through gritted teeth, because that way I'll break my teeth. I just want to enjoy the art that I like, and I did, and it was fine seeing him. And what I'm saying might sound a bit naff and a bit what's the word, childish, but I think in any profession, but especially in acting, those childish, unresolved feelings can bubble to the surface.
Mm.
So yeah, I really want to just, and I make a point now, even if I know the person, even if I've auditioned for it, watch it and just enjoy it, because you don't want to be that person at the party going, well, I can't watch that because nobody wants to party with that guy. And then I'm so sorry. What was the first? What kind of theater
What
do
do
I like?
you no, well, I was then gonna ask what is your ideal theatre to watch? What is like the ultimate, you know, theatre for you? What do you always gravitate to?
I love when I see a performer um, have the confidence and the innocence to experience something in the present, and not to present me with a ready to go meal of a performance, and not make it look like acting. You should never see the strings. And I think the best representation of that is one of my favorite, if not my favorite actresses, is Denise Goff. And I
Mm.
saw her, I queued up to see people, places, and things. I see she's bringing it back now again.
Mm.
Tickets are released on Friday. What am I doing plugging another show? But I love that performance, and I love. She was that character was a real inspiration for the Manny, because in some ways she's such an unlikable character. The character, not the actress.
Mm.
The
Mm.
character, and I just loved how I understood the character. I didn't need to necessarily like the character, and the best theater I've seen is when the characters are not. It's not binary. They're not good or evil. They're just mixed, because we're all a bit mixed. And when I see that kind of theater of people just being in the moment and allowing the other actor to change them, I find that really, really exciting. That's real theater. That's the theater or film I want to be a part of. And I think who else does that so well? I love Timothy Chalamet. I think he just plays. He's just so like he's so free in his body. I think it's really exciting to watch. Same with Margot Robbie. I can list everyone here, but that kind of theater of just someone who wants to play, and that ability to just be in the moment and surrender any kind of modeling. This is how the performance is going to look. I don't like that. I don't buy it. I turn off from it.